ice cream, sweetheart. It'll melt no matter how dainty it appears. In the end, it'll all look like an ugly puddle.
How do they know each other though? I'm wondering that question.
Now come on, just pick one. It could even be the most expensive one on that list. I don't give a shit. I don't care. What I would give for someone to buy you off my hands right now.
What? My whole attention instantly snaps back to them and their conversation. Jumping to conclusion is not something I'm particularly fond of, especially when all I have are baseless assumptions, but you can't really trust a stranger these days. No one around the cafe seems to have noticed his words either. Very suspicious words. Still, I don't move. Yet. But my hand has already shifted from my wallet to the book I'm carrying. A hard-bound textbook. Looks harmless, but if a situation calls for it, it might be a good deadly holy shit, okay. Might. I have not gotten the chance to try it anywhere so far. Today could be the day. Yeah.
But you promised.
Look, if you don't want a parfait, how about a Bonifay pie? I'm sure it'll taste just as good as any other bread pudding. I'll even buy you the entire tray. How does that sound?
Who could be our mom? That's what I'm wondering right now. Can't be Anna, can't be Isabella. Maybe Marianne. Or someone we just don't know yet.
That's not what you said before.
Well, sweetheart, adults change their minds sometimes.
You said if I come with you, you'll buy me a bread pudding, and I did, and now you won't keep your promise. I want to go home. I miss my mom.
No, darling, if I remember correctly, and I have a good memory, honey. What I said was, if you come quietly with me, I might buy you one.
Why would you want her to come with you though?
The quiet part didn't happen. Though now that I'm sober, I think this is a bad idea. I should just ship you someplace else for that peace and quiet.
That's it. No hesitation. In a few paces, it's within my reach, and without warning, I'm slamming the flat area of my boot against his skull. What the hell? What the hell? There's a cry of pain followed by him instantly crouching down, hands nursing the sore spot. Almost comically, if this were a different situation and the safety of St. Dorothy's student isn't at stake, I'd probably feel sorry for him. What the? I mean, has anyone seen how thick this book is?
Get behind me, Kylie.
Miss Pink!
Miss Pink! It's amusing how fast the expression changes from the poetry one earlier to something that of usual delight upon seeing me. But there's no time for any pleasantries, not even quick ones, because soon the man straightens up and I'm readying my favorite newfound weapon for another hit. Except this time he's ready, and before I can land another one, his hand shoots up to catch my wrist in a firm hold. Ah shit, he's mad. And the look on his face.
Bloody hell, woman, what's your problem?
To say he's pissed would be a complete understatement. Had I been the weak-wielded sword, I'd probably cower under this sharp gaze. But that simply is not how I roll. If he thinks he can scare me and do as he pleases here just because I'm a woman or whatever his reason may be, he's got another thing coming for him. So instead, I return it to him with the same intensity, with the same venom.
What's my problem? You're the one who has a problem here. Rotten bowbags like you don't deserve the freedom to run. What are you doing to this girl?
And why is that any of your business, pray tell?
Oh, it's my business if I make it to be. Now, release me or I'll call the police.
You think that scares me, Daisy?
You think that scares me?
I have a name, you sleazy douchebag.
Oh, I'm sure.
His grip on my hand only tightens when I attempt to shake it off. His tone may be dripping with anger and sarcasm, but the gleam in his eyes says it all. He's getting a kick out of this. Riding people up, getting on the nerves, invading their personal space. He knows exactly what and which button to push. The nerve of this person, the nerve of this arsehole. If he thinks I'm going to give in to his goading, please, he might as well just kiss his sorry behind. In fact, why not do the most sensible thing right now, teach him a tough lesson?
Mister, you have until the count of 5 to let me go and step out of my personal space.
A fair warning. Fairer than any I can offer for people of his kind, and I'm really being considerate. Hell, this arsehole doesn't even deserve a warning. If he doesn't, so he's as much responsible for what will happen next as anyone.
Or else what? Such vulgar words coming out of that pretty mouth. A gorgeous flower like you shouldn't even be saying.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Bowbag.
Love that intensity, Daisy. FYI, I like feisty in a woman. It gives them this certain charm.
Jar.
Why don't you?
5.
A second of silence. Then without a preamble, my leg moves in one fluid motion, delivers swift, powerful, well-placed kick to his knee, to his nether region. Oh shit! Damn! Needless to say, the effect is instantaneous. He abruptly drops his hold on me and kneels over, howling from the pain. Damn! I can see tears forming at the corner of his eyes too, though the mirror side of it prompts not an ounce of remorse from me. I would have been gentler if he is not such a dirty little prick with an ego too big for his head. Too bad. Whether this obliterates any chance of him ever procreating remains to be known, but a part of me is already praying he doesn't even breathe after this. We have no need of more of him in this world.
You mad woman!
I warned you, you ass!
Why you? This is harassment, I'm telling you! Harassment!
Harassment?
Then why don't you tell that to the police once they get here,
You despicable! Whatever you're assuming I am, I'll have you know it's all in your head. None of it's true. You best have that pretty brain of yours checked before that gets worse. What is wrong with you? Is this the face of someone who'd do anything suspicious?
Oh? You don't think a stranger luring an innocent child with promises of sweets before whisking them away from their parents doesn't warrant any suspicion?
Damn!
You have a very funny definition of suspicious, asshole. Maybe you're the one who should have that head of yours checked.
The kid asked me to buy her sweets. You're the one who's suspicious here. I'll have you know, I have a wife!
That much at least appears to have a sliver of truth to it. He even makes a show of brandishing his left hand to my face with much flourish. Sure enough, a wedding ring is there, though all that earned him is an impressed glare from me. Immediately, a small part of me starts to feel sorry for whatever poor woman married this sod. I don't understand why he has to bring her up either. As if the mention of her alone will magically present a solution to his problem. She must truly be a remarkable woman if she can handle a dirtbag like him. You dirtbag.
And even my wife of all people in this bloody city, has never, I'm telling you, accused me of such a scandalous thing! You crazy woman!
Crazy woman!
Married or not, you're still a sleaze. Honestly, I feel...
Miss Pink, why are you fighting with my Tio?
Tio? Whatever words still left to be said here dies on my tongue. The same thing goes for the sleaze. Beside us stands Kylie, gawking at us with that same curious stare she often brings with her. know that looked all too well, a precocious child through and through. She doesn't say anything further, her gaze simply moves between us, eyeing us both carefully, clearly anticipating an answer. From my expression, when it gets like this with children her age, it's a sure sign they won't leave you until you've given them an answer they're satisfied with. Lying won't do either, it has dissolved into a shouting match for heaven's sake. And did she just say Theo? Something falls straight to the pit of my stomach at all. What does Theo mean, by the way? I'm not sure. But my tone is gentle when I finally address her, void of any apprehension and what might be the first hints of embarrassment. I pointedly ignore the latter. It can very well be just the younger speaking.
Kylie, sweetie, do you know this oaf?
Yeah, he's Tio Luke.
Right at the moment, my brain stops. Every line of thought, every argument I still have against the man beside me anticipates in a haze. Amidst all of it, one memory gets triggered from a few days ago.
Tio? The one you mentioned before? The uncle? The guy Rowan wanted to impress? Or was that a dare? I'm sorry, I can't recall. Is it the one who promised he'll take Big Brother someplace cool?
Yeah, the one and the same. Don't you know who he is?
I sure as hell don't, darling. Because if I do, I would not have let everything I've said earlier come out of my mouth.
He's my Tio Luke. Gazillionaire extraordinaire, am I? No, the fairy godfather.
The fairy godfather?
Oh, he's your godfather. That's nice.
The one and only. Did I get that right, Tio?
More than right, sweetheart.
More than right, sweetheart.
I'm sure Miss Pink here understood everything you said quite perfectly.
Whatever it is that landed at the bottom of my stomach prior has shot straight up to my face and stayed there. The heat from it slowly spreading to my cheeks, coloring my face in almost the same shade as my hair. If only the earth would swallow me all here and now. His eyes are on me, I can feel them, jeering, mocking. I can't even bring myself to look at him. What's in there? Amusement? I doubt it. He's probably having the time of his life right now. But I know I can hear the sneer in his tone alone when he talks. He has a smug grin on him, which I may or may not want to punch off his face at present just for the hell of it. But damage control. I need to do some damage control before this whole thing goes south. Sure, let's apologize to Kylie. Of course, an apology is the most appropriate thing to say, but no matter how much I will myself to do it, my own body refuses to budge, my own mouth refuses to open, and my head rejects the very idea of looking at him. No apology for an arsehole, not to someone with an ego too big for his head. Let his pride suffer. I'm not going to eat my words for the sake of stroking his damn ego, less reason for him to gloat. However, I owe an explanation.
Don't worry, Kylie. I'm not fighting with your Tio. This is just a discussion. A very serious discussion between a very mature adult and one that's not.
A very serious discussion, yep.
Really? But I've never seen Tio angry before.
It's because he's losing the argument. But don't ever follow his example, Kylie. You should always learn to be patient, even if things aren't going your way, okay?
Oh sure, a discussion. And it involves hitting random strangers you meet at a cafe with a book. A hard-bound book. Mind you, the little me hasn't recovered yet. If my future generation never survives